Happy holidays, everyone. How you doing? What's going on, everyone? Phil here, live. Today is December 23rd, 2021, and today, finally, is my highly anticipated annual event, the Christmas Marathon. No, that's the wrong sound effect. I meant to say the Christmas Marathon. Yes. 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 Welcome, everyone. Far and wide, large and small, big and tall. Big and tall. Sounds like you're going to Men's Warehouse or something. Everyone, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Phil here, back from my day off, and it is time to celebrate the holidays in full festive style here on my stream all day long today. Marathon event, meaning I will be here starting right now this moment, all the way until sometime later today. Okay, the difference between today's stream and a regular stream is there's not set segments of gameplay in ongoing playthroughs. Instead, it's festive fun. We are going to be playing 3 games that you guys nominated and voted for. But there's going to be other special events in between there, such as Feasting with the King, and a conclusion to the stream will be a special holiday DSP Tries It, as well as other hijinks and things going on. I'll be wearing various festive attire today, starting off with a nice basic Santa hat, but things are going to change up every little bit. I'll explain how it's going to work in just a few moments here, because there's an actual methodology to my festive madness today that I'm going to use. It's going to be a little bit different than our standard streams on a normal day, okay? Excuse me. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good day away yesterday. Today is the 23rd of December, meaning you guys only have 2 days left to prepare for the Christmas explosion of fun that we all have every year. And you might say to yourself, why does Phil do his Christmas marathon before Christmas? It's a little confusing. It's not Christmas yet, so why would he do it a different day? Well, there's 2 real reasons why I do my Christmas marathon a little bit on the earlier side. Much like when there's a big Christmas party at your job or employer, or maybe your school or whatever it may be, I realize that you guys are likely going to be busy tomorrow and on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, even back in the day, as I was growing up, I used to be very, very busy those 2 days. I would be, meeting with family and friends, exchanging gifts, having big meals, meeting with relatives I hadn't seen for a very long time, sometimes traveling, sometimes people would be traveling to me. And with all that going on, who the hell has time to sit on a stream and watch some asshole dick around, drink, and play video games all day, right? That sounds like something you do every other day of the year. You don't do that Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You're busy with your own stuff, and I understand that. I wouldn't be asking for anyone to go out of their way on an actual holiday and come check out my content. That's kind of silly. So I purposely schedule my Christmas marathon event to be just a little bit early, so that way those of you who are going to be busy in the next couple of days can chill with me. Now, I'm fully aware there's a lot of people who are regulars who likely won't be able to make it today, and that's okay. I hope that they also have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, or whatever it is that they celebrate, and I hope that if you are watching this later on demand, okay, that you enjoy it just as much as those who were here live. I will throw this out there. Today is a very big stream. I'm streaming all day long. And these videos on demand, a lot of people will be watching after the fact to celebrate the holidays. So, you want to help out DSPGaming? Like this stream, like this video, and leave a comment. If you can leave a comment, you can't leave a comment on the stream, but you can leave a comment on the video, okay? That will actually help the channel overall, because I know people annually come and check out my Christmas stuff. Good way to help out, okay? All right, now, first of all, before we even get to the festivities of today, let's do a new segment. Well, I started it last week that I like to call Phil's Day Off. That's right. What I will do is every day that I come back from having a day off from streaming, I will tell you what I did the day before in a very boring and very arbitrary segment. So here we go. Yesterday was my day off for the week after streaming 6 straight days. It was a great streaming week, by the way. We made major progress in so many games. We finished up the campaign of Halo Infinite. We finished up Vice City and moved on to GTA 3. And I'm pumped for all the stuff we're about to start today. Really, I am. I'm like super excited because I'm going to tell you guys when we get to the explanation of the games and everything here on the PreStream podcast. I actually was impressed with the selections, because I didn't realize the games we're about to play today have significant differences and improvements from when I did my original playthroughs of these games many, many years ago. So these playthroughs will be unique, fun, and different for sure, and I cannot wait. Okay? So yesterday was my day off, and being that it was my only day off before the Christmas holiday, I had a hell of a lot of stuff to do. Grocery shopping was a chore. There was a ton of people in the store. And man, let me tell you guys, food prices have inflated pretty largely in the last couple of years. Like, just to give you some perspective, what I used to get for my family in a week at the grocery store pre-pandemic now has increased in price. I'm not exaggerating, by about 50%, right? So just think about that. You used to spend a certain amount, and now you have to spend an extra half on top of that just to get stuff for the week. Regular stuff. We're not talking exorbitant. I'm not buying lobster tails and filet mignon every week. We're talking, reasonable stuff is incredibly expensive now because of inflation. So anyway, this week was already a week I was splurging a bit because we're preparing for our holiday meal and the like. So I got us a not large, it actually isn't very large. It's very meager sized because we didn't want to go too crazy and buy something huge that we weren't going to finish. But I would say decent size, moderate size, roast beef roast, chuck roast. And they had the perfect one. It's just enough for 2 meals, I would say. It's probably enough for one nice Christmas Day meal and maybe some leftovers. Well, my wife did the night before, she looked up a recipe. And this recipe is basically cooking this roast, this chuck roast, in a bunch of seasonings. And then it's kind of own juices as well as beef stock. More of a traditional cooking. It doesn't have gravy. It doesn't have anything crazy going on. But I think it includes things like cinnamon and clove. I think what she's going to do is there's just like sliced almonds. You crush them up into like a coating and you coat the meat with it. But like I said, also beef stock and a little bit of red wine and stuff. You basically just coat it. You braise it first, then you coat it, you bake it for a while, and then you actually spoon its own juices over it while, it's still cooking to actually keep it moist. And now we've never actually done a beef roast like this before together. I've had beef roast before many, many, many years ago when I lived with my parents. My mom every once in a while would do a beef roast, but it was very different from the way we're doing it. We've never done anything like this before. So we're hoping it turns out well, being that it's basically our main meal for Christmas Day. Also, we're going to be doing roasted mini red potatoes. Cut them into like halves or quarters and put them in the oven, and you marinate them with olive oil and a bunch of seasonings like rosemary and things like that. And then you just cook them, slow roast them in the oven. And I've had slow roasted potatoes before. Oh my God, slow roasted potatoes are so delicious. So I'm excited for that. And we're just going to have some corn with it. Some basic. A basic meal, but man, it could be really, really amazing if it comes out well. So I went and I bought all the ingredients for that stuff. And of course, I bought all the stuff for the entirety of the week that I was going to need groceries-wise. And it was packed in there, just as I expected it would be. Because here's the thing. It's packed in there now because people are preparing. Probably tomorrow, I would think it wouldn't be so busy because it's Christmas Eve. But those last couple of days before Christmas Eve, everything's super busy. Same thing at the pet store. I had to go to the pet store to get treats for Jasper for the week. He had run out of his treats that we give him one a day usually if he's a good kitty, and we give him various different treats. And with this new one we've been trying, it's like chunks of meat with a lot of like gravy, and he loves the gravy. He'll lick up tons of the gravy and he'll eat like 1 or 2 pieces of meat and walk away and not eat the rest. But that's how he is. He's a picky kitty. But we wanted to be sure he had treats for the week, especially with Christmas coming up. Like, oh man, we want him to run out. They were busy as hell. Seriously, there were tons of people in there going crazy. Not a surprise. And then the liquor store. Man, you go to the liquor store this week, you gotta like go in there like armed to the gills and covered in like body armor. There's so many people in that liquor store who look like they've never had a drink before. They're like, what is this? I don't know what anything is. What could this be? It's liquor, you fucking idiot. What do you think you are? Like I don't understand. Where's all the liquor? You're surrounded by it. How are they so confused? I don't know, but they are. They're like walking around bumping into each other with carts and shit. Like, dude, it's a fucking liquor store. You never been in one before? So, went to the liquor store. As I told you guys, I needed to get some stuff for today's marathon stream. Now, for full transparency, I am not drinking on the PreStream podcast. That would be pretty stupid if I got sloshed already before we even got started. I'm going to start drinking as soon as we start playing games today, of which there's 3 games, plus Feasting with the King, plus the conclusion DSP tries it. So there's ample opportunity. But let me tell you what I got. Okay, first of all, as I told you guys I was going to do, and I do this every single year for the Christmas Marathon, I got some eggnog. Now, usually, when I go to the liquor store, I go a little bit earlier in the year. Like, I'll usually go 1 or 2 weeks before Christmas, and I'll buy the liquor then. Do you want to know why I would do that? Because I used to get paid around the 15th of the month, so I had the opportunity to do that because I got paid earlier by Twitch. Well, I don't get paid earlier by Twitch anymore because I don't work on Twitch anymore. I work on YouTube, and YouTube pays around the 21st. The money didn't even clear till yesterday, so I had to wait until yesterday to actually get my liquor for today. So I go in there, and it's way busier than I had expected. Normally, I would go in there and just take my time, walk around the store, see what they've got, and pick and choose. And usually, they have a lot of different eggnogs available. I mean, in one year, I swear, there's Pennsylvania Dutch. There's one that usually is called like Holly Jolly. There's one that's like another Christmas theme, and then there's usually like 2 others. So usually there's like 5, 6 different ones. I remember one year I was reading, they actually have reviews like, oh, this one's more sweet, this one's more rich, blah blah blah. So I walk in there and it's so busy. It's so effing busy. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to even look around in here today. So I basically saw 2 eggnogs. One was a big thing, and one was a smaller bottle. And I was like, well, I want to make sure I don't run out, so I bought the bigger one. It's called Old Santee Eggnog. It actually has Santa Claus's face on the front. I think this is the one that they sell every year around Christmas. It's like a seasonal thing that always sells well because it's themed for Christmas. So I just grabbed it. I've never had this one before, so I have absolutely no idea how good it's going to be or if it's going to be any good. But that's actually what I'm going to start drinking with today. I did get some other things. I got some flavored whiskey. And I was so torn because they have so many different flavors now. They have like cherry, they have cinnamon, they have apple, they have peanut butter, they have chocolate. I'm not kidding. They have all these flavors of whiskey. Mint. Like, dude, there's a million flavors. What am I going to get here? They didn't have the one from years ago. Remember 2-3 years ago, during this very marathon, I was drinking this apple cider flavored whiskey. They don't have that anymore. I was like, oh man, that was like so good. I wanted to get it again after a couple years. I thought, oh, this would be perfect. They didn't have it. But I ended up getting it's apple cinnamon whiskey. So it's not just apple, it's not just cinnamon. They combined those 2 flavors of whiskey into one. And I'm going to have some of that later today as well. I've never had this before. Try it out and see if it's any good. What I'm hoping is that it's not overly sweet, because both apple and cinnamon can tend to be sweet. So I hope that it's not like overly sweet, because I do like drinks like cordials and creams and things like that, but I don't want to be drinking sweet all day long, and I might end up drinking sweet all day long. I don't know. And then I also got a Irish cream cappuccino flavored, so it's like a coffee cream as well, and I figured that might be really nice for after dinner, because after dinner you like to have like a coffee or something like that. And what I was actually thinking of doing, we're going to do Feasting with the King, and after we finish it, I was going to have a real coffee, and I was going to have my cappuccino cream as well, like together, as like a coffee boost for our 3rd game of the day. I figured that would be a good thing to do. So, we will see how things go today with the liquor. First of all, I did not buy any beer at all, because every year I usually drink beer, and I'm so tired of it. I really am. I'm tired of drinking the beer. Beer tastes good at first, but once you get into like the 2nd or 3rd beer, you get this gross aftertaste, especially if you're drinking it like all day. And I just don't like having that gross aftertaste all day in my mouth. Plus, beer bloats me. It makes me feel like, oh, like I had so many calories and bloated and shit. And you know, I don't want that. I'm just gonna have like probably 3 or 4 drinks today over the course of the day. Also, I mean, I do have some hard liquor in the house. I have like some tequila. So if I want to go crazy and have some hard liquor later, I can have like a thing of tequila and take a couple shots of it or something like that. But I don't want to go nuts. I don't want to get completely sloshed either. Like I remember, what was it? That first Christmas marathon I did, I got like super drunk to the point where I was playing the game. What was it? The Christmas cleanup. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to pass out. I had to completely stop drinking for like 2 hours. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out, dude. So we'll see how it goes, all right? But it should be a fun event. I'll be drinking all day. As soon as we start the first game today, that's when I'm going to start drinking, okay? So I got all that stuff at the liquor store. Came home. Oh, I did all at once, by the way. I did grocery shopping, all that at once. Came home, unpacked, and basically had a pretty good day home with my wife. We did a little bit of cleaning, but at the same time, we relaxed a lot. She played a lot of Witcher 3. She's actually up to the point in Witcher 3 where you get to, what is it called? Kaer Morhen? It's the castle. The castle where all the Witchers kind of like come together to try to solve the mystery of the mutated person, and then the mystery continues, and that's where she is right now. And I was telling her, I was like, now this is me from my memory, okay? From 5-6 years ago when I played Witcher 3. I was like, I almost think this feels like a big culminating point of the game. I think this is the halfway point. I think this is supposed to be like signifying of you're halfway through the game when you reach here. But I couldn't remember fully, because I haven't played the game in like 5-6 years. I never replayed it. So I was trying to remember, you know, when is the actual like big events happening. I'm pretty sure that's only like the halfway point of the game. But it was fun. She's playing, I'm watching her play, I'm trying to help her with things like understand all the stats of the weapons and the crafting systems and things like that, which is fun. And outside of that, I'm trying to think what else we did. Outside of that, we relaxed a lot. We washed clothes. We washed the sheets for the bed, changed them out. Nothing too spectacular. So for our meal, we stayed home for most of the day. All the shopping I did, I went out and shopped myself, because here's why. We knew how bad it was yesterday. You know, this whole week, the week before Christmas, is crazy busy. It was nasty out there, too. There were so many people, and I told her, I was like, you just stay home. I'll go do all the shopping. You stay home and relax. It's your day off. She has to work tomorrow on Christmas Eve all day. Like, oh. So I told her, you stay home, have a good, relaxing day. I'll go out and do all the shopping and shit. So we ended up ordering, of all things, appetizers for dinner, because we couldn't decide what the hell we wanted. We were like, I don't know what I want. What do you want? I don't know. We're like, we definitely don't want Asian food, because today, for Feasting with the King, we're ordering Filipino food for the first time. Tomorrow, for Christmas Eve, we traditionally have Chinese. Like, dude, we definitely don't want Asian food. And we're like, what should we get? I don't know. So we ended up ordering just a couple appetizers. Like, we ordered, like these giant nacho platter thing that had like a ridiculous amount of toppings. It was like cheese and sour cream and guacamole and pico de gallo and jalapenos and oh my god, chicken, had spicy chicken and other stuff on it. It was like loaded fucking nachos, like crazy amount of nachos. And then we also got, of all things, chicken quesadillas. So it was like Mexican. Oh, by the way, the place we ordered from wasn't Mexican. So we were basically like, you know, ordering random stuff. It was pretty good though. It was a pretty good dinner. It was the randomest dinner possible, but it was still a really good dinner. So we had a good time yesterday. It was a chill day, hectic when I was out shopping for everything, but then it was chill when I came home. We had a more chill day for the second half of the day, basically, and relaxed. And we did have a drink last night. We each had a margarita. I made a margarita for each of us, because I'd gone to the liquor store and got some tequila, so we had some margaritas last night. That's about it. That is Phil's day off. I know that was very exciting for you guys, and every week we will do that segment from now on, because you deserve it. You out there. Okay. So let's talk about today now. Let's stop talking about yesterday. Let's talk about today and what you guys can expect, and then I'll outline basically what we're going to be doing for the rest of this week coming up as well, because this is a special holiday week for me. And then we are live on this phone. We're going to look up the menu, and we're going to determine what it is I'm going to order for Feasting with the King later today from a Filipino restaurant. Okay? How exciting is that? Okay, so today, what's going on? Christmas marathon, guys. Like I said, I'm not drinking yet, but I will be drinking shortly. When we start with the first game, that's when I'm going to start drinking. I want some eggnog. I'm actually craving some eggnog. I haven't had it. I only have it this time of year. That's it. Once a year, I buy a thing of eggnog. So I want some eggnog. I'm going to start off with that. Okay? So first of all, what are the games in the rotation today? Let's lock this in so you guys understand exactly what's going on. The games that will be played today are as follows: The Forest, Resident Evil 4, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. Okay? What versions of the games? The Forest is on PlayStation 4, but runs on PS5 and apparently is slightly more optimized. Not that much more, apparently, but it runs on PS5, so we're playing it on PS5. Okay? Resident Evil 4, it's actually not the version that I originally thought it was. I thought that we were downloading the version on Xbox 360 that I had played many years ago. My only one and ever playthrough of Resident Evil 4 was in 2014. It was actually early on. I'd only been doing direct capture for about a year. I was not an interactive live streamer back then. In fact, I kind of ignored my audience completely and just played games and acted like it was fan service if you could watch it live, but I did not talk with people or anything during the streams. It was just me kind of playing the games. No face cam or anything back then either. Very different from what I do today. This version of the game is actually the Xbox One version of the game that was released last console gen, optimized for Xbox One, 1080p resolution instead of the old 720p that was on the Xbox 360, and an increased frame rate. Now, the fact that they just say increased frame rate and not 60 frames makes me feel that it will not run at 60 frames, but they did up the frame rate a bit from the 360 version. So basically, this will be the best available version as of now on consoles that you can get, and I'm playing it on the Xbox Series X, so it should run pretty smooth, I hope. Seriously, I hope it is pretty smooth. And it ends up being, you know, an entertaining playthrough because there's going to be a lot of interaction with us as I play the game, okay? And then, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, this one's kind of special for multiple reasons. First of all, I only played Skyrim once ever. And it was back when the game was new. It was November of 2011. And I played it all through November through December. And if I remember correctly, I think I played it almost all the way into January. It was my longest playthrough ever at the time. I very much enjoyed doing it and playing the living hell out of it. I did all the content that I could find. Like, literally, this was a game that I spent so much time playing. And back then I didn't used to do that. I used to rush through games as quickly as humanly possible to get the videos out and say, here, the game's done. Watch the videos, and then back then the money was insane. If you got videos out for a game within 2 days of it coming out, the ad revenue would roll in droves. So it was very different because I played it at my own pace. I played it slowly. People liked that. They were like, wow, that's a different kind of style of playthrough from Phil that he hasn't done before. So this time around, 10 years later, first of all, only the second time I'm ever playing Skyrim. Playing it for your demands. You demanded it. I told you guys, listen, what I'm planning on doing, all right, is I'm going to wait until we get concrete and definitive information about the release of Elder Scrolls 6. Like, let's say Todd Howard came out in 2022, comes out at not E3, because E3 doesn't even matter anymore. Maybe he comes out at, like, Jeff Keighley's new event or whatever, and he says, big announcement, everyone, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out September 2023. And everyone would freak out, jump up, their socks would fly off, their pants would rip off, they'd be completely nude, running through their houses, screaming and yelling, ah, Elder Scrolls, yay! Right? So if that happened, first of all, hopefully no cameras would be running to see that, because that would be very disturbing. But what I would do is I would say, okay, because this game has been announced, I want to do my playthrough of Skyrim now to celebrate that. It's a celebration that we have concrete information finally about Elder Scrolls 6 and a good way to get us back into the series and lead us back in. That was always my plan, is that I was going to play Skyrim when Elder Scrolls 6 formally got announced with the release date information and stuff. But you guys said no. You guys said, Phil, I got something to tell you. No. No, no, no. We want it now. We were impatient, and damn it, we're not waiting for you to want to play the game. You're just going to play the game, and Phil, you're going to like it. You're not going to complain. You're going to play it now because we demand it. To which I was like, whoa. Just like this, I was like, ho, ho, ho? What? Oh. Well, if that's what you want, you can have it, I guess. What are you going to do? I guess we'll play it. And that's what people wanted. So here's the deal. First of all, this game is free on Game Pass. 2 thumbs up. Game Pass, holy crap, how this has changed the face of gaming this year. And for me, thinking about all the stuff we've done under Game Pass under this year, I mean, it's been amazing, right? Ever since I got my Xbox Series X, it's been nonstop Xbox stuff. That's freaking awesome. And by the way, guys, you may notice I'm not doing shout outs yet. This is the PreStream podcast. I will absolutely shout everyone out at the end of the podcast like I always do. Thank you to anyone who's contributing right now. It's helping tremendously. By the way, as you can see, we're doing things differently today. All right, we're doing things completely differently today when it comes to the way that I'm tracking stuff and everything. I'll talk about that after we cover all this intro stuff, okay? All right, we're going to get to that. It's exciting. It's different. Okay, so I got this version. It's called Special Edition, Skyrim Special Edition on Game Pass. I got that. Installed it on my Xbox Series X, ready to go. From what I'm going to understand, it's an optimized version. It runs at 60 frames per second. Really good version of the game on consoles, okay? Now, there's another edition of the game that just came out like 3 weeks ago, to celebrate the 10-year anniversary and the 472nd port of Skyrim, right? If you're tired of playing Skyrim on your seltzer water bottle, because, you know, it was, what, $4 to port it right here to the label and play it, right? You can now play a special edition anniversary edition that has all these new stuff in it. So that was $16, and I decided that I would get this special edition. I said I will spend the money because I want to see what's new. So I got it, and I installed all of the special edition, anniversary edition content. What does it entail? First of all, and this is no exaggeration, it looks to me like almost every piece of armor in the game was redesigned from the ground up. Like, it was like dwarven armor, you know, thief armor, what are they called? The dark ebony armor. Every armor, it's like 20, 30, 40 armor sets, all redone, new textures, new designs. Okay? Then it was like weapons, skinned and stuff. And then it was like quests. And I'll start reading through the quests. I'll just give you an example. There's a cool quest where you're going to find a sword. And at first the sword just looks like it's a dead, old, rusted sword. But as you start to carry it, it starts to, I guess, react or talk to you. You find out the sword's possessed. Okay? Now this sword has special abilities. If you use it in the daytime, under the sun, then it lights up with fire and has fire abilities. If you use it at night with the moonlight, then the sword becomes an ice sword, okay? The problem is the sword's possessed by a demon or a ghost. So you have to do a bunch of quests with the sword to free it from the power of the demon, and then you get to keep the sword and actually use it for the rest of the game. And that's just one example. There's like a ton of new quests that apparently now have been added to the game. Most of these are actually fan designed, meaning fans of the game over the last 10 years did the content creation deal that they have online, the mods and stuff. And these were so good and so well received that Bethesda themselves reviewed them, approved them, and paid these people for their content, apparently, and added it in to this anniversary edition of Skyrim. So not only are we playing Skyrim, we're playing Skyrim plus all the DLCs. We're playing Skyrim at 60 frames per second. We're playing Skyrim with a lot of the initial bugs worked out from the initial game that I played, because my God, when I played it at launch was this thing full of bugs. And now we're playing a special anniversary edition that has all the visuals redesigned to look much nicer and a ton of new quests that I've never done before added into the game. So this isn't just Skyrim. This is Skyrim plus, 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 and it's the best version you can play on console right now because it's optimized for the Xbox Series X. So I'm actually like really excited to start up Skyrim today, because I thought this was just going to be, okay, it's the same game from 10 years ago. I haven't played it besides the first time. It'll be fun. But now I'm like, what? It's going to feel like playing a new game. It really is. It's going to have all these new optimizations and new things. It's going to feel so different, right? I'm actually very excited for this, man. So, that's our third game for today. Now, how are we going to go about playing the games? First of all, the first game today is The Forest. It's not going to change. The Forest will be played first no matter what. Why The Forest first? There's two reasons. Number one, The Forest is a game that I've never played before. I know nothing about it. I'm going to have to learn new gameplay mechanics and things. So that's a game I want to play first. So while my mind is still sharp and I'm ready to learn a new game and jump in. Oh, the sun. Oh, the sun. Hold on, everyone. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't see. Oh. Oh, shit. Whew. Oh, my God. That was a close one. Dude. It was cloudy outside 15 minutes ago when I started this thing. Oh, actually, 30. Holy shit, I've been talking for 30 minutes already. 30 minutes ago when I started the PreStream podcast, it was cloudy. Dude, it's fucking full-on sun outside. I got blinded. I couldn't even see. So anyway, so, The Forest. I don't know anything about the game besides supposedly it's a survival horror game. That's all I know about it. I know nothing else about how to play or nothing. Do you really think that's a game I should play at the end of the night when I'm like tired and fatigued? No. That would be a really bad idea, right? So, what I decided to do is I'm going to play that first. Yes, I'll be drinking when I play it, but allow me to play the game that's new first so I can learn the game mechanics, not be too fatigued and buzzed, and basically try to learn the game, okay? And by the way, all the games today that I'm playing will become full playthroughs for sure, except for The Forest. I'm absolutely interested in doing full playthroughs of Resident Evil 4 and Skyrim over the next several weeks. In fact, that's what we're doing. Now, with The Forest, if I like the game, I wouldn't be opposed to playing it again in the future. I did spend $20 on it to get it for today, but I don't really know what kind of a game it is or whatever. So I have to see what happens with it. If it ends up being entertaining and fun and we like it and it's something you guys want to see again, then maybe I'll play it again. If it ends up being something that's kind of interesting but doesn't really fit my format or not really special for this time of year, then we don't ever have to play it again at all, or we can play it later. You see? So I'm excited to at least see what it is. It's a new game for today. At least we're not redoing all old stuff I've done before. I'm excited for that, okay? So, as soon as this PreStream podcast ends, we will start up with The Forest, okay? We're going to play that roughly for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we're going to take a brief break, probably for me to take a piss and get a new drink. And then when I come back, we're going to do the second game. What game will it be? You decide. We'll do a live poll here on the stream, and you guys will vote. Do you want to see Resident Evil 4 next, or do you want to see Skyrim next? I don't know. What game would you think would be better for a grand finale of today's stream, right? I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, you guys will vote, and then when I come back from that brief break of getting a new drink and probably using the restroom, we'll play the second game, okay? And then when we're done with the second game, then it's going to be time for Feasting with the King. And Feasting with the King will be the Filipino food that we're going to order together very shortly. And then after the Feasting with the King, I predict Feasting with the King will take about an hour. It usually does. Usually I show you the different dishes. I taste them. We go through. We talk. We have a great time. Feasting with the King is actually my favorite new thing I did this year. Out of all the new stuff I did this year, you know, the PreStream podcast, the daily wrap, adding webcam to stuff, changing up my formula and format a lot. I actually think Feasting with the King was like the best idea we had. It's so much fun to try out these new cuisines and everything together, and I'm very excited. Okay, I'm very excited for that. So, after Feasting with the King, whatever games we didn't play before, whatever games left, that's the game we're going to play after Feasting with the King. And yes, I'll get another drink, etc., etc. Then after playing the final game for about an hour and a half, it's already going to be like 6:37 p.m. So then we're going to do my holiday edition of DSP Tries It, which is not one but two different things. Two different holiday-themed things I'll be trying here live on stream with you guys for the finale DSP Tries It. And then after that, we'll have a closing segment where I basically, end the night. All right? So, that's a lot. Now, how is the wardrobe stuff going to work? And how is this stuff going to work? Because I decided for today something very important. I was thinking about this yesterday. Okay, I was thinking very hard about what I wanted to do on today's marathon event. And I was like, how do I want to run it? And in reality, after thinking about this whole year and how this year went, this year's had a lot of ups and downs, guys, right? And at the beginning of the year, things were very positive. Things were great. Things were turning out really, really well for me. I told you the first 2-3 months of this year that basically once I got through the whole tax season deal, that things were going to be much better, especially with the amount of money that I was making on Twitch, the fact that I wasn't up to my eyeballs in debt anymore, things were going to turn out really, really well, right? And then what happened? Twitch kicks me out of the partner program for no justifiable reason, refuses to provide any evidence that I did anything wrong, and doesn't even respond to me anymore. Then they erroneously banned me for a day when I did nothing wrong on my stream, and I had enough, and I left. But, man, that hurt me financially. It did. It was like shooting myself in the foot. Take a look at how many members we have here, right? Guess how many members or subs I used to have on Twitch? 900. Just that discrepancy alone. Do the math and see the big difference there. It's a major difference, okay? And that's on a monthly basis. Now, keep in mind, this year has been great for streaming, and I want to thank you all personally right here before we do anything today on my Christmas Marathon event. I want you to all to understand that I'm very happy with you guys this year because you guys supported me so strongly in a year when things could have literally fallen apart and literally could have fallen apart and been the end for me. Really, it could have been the absolute end of me being a content creator if people did not come over from Twitch to support me on YouTube. And let me tell you, it's a slow build. It took us a while to even get to this many consistent members. And let me tell you guys, the super chats, at first it was slow, and now things are actually every month, and now super chats are getting better and better, much like how cheers used to be over on Twitch, okay? So, with all that being said, it's been a rough year. And I know for a fact that a lot of people on streams are always saying, man, why does Phil always have to mention that there's a tips goal on the stream? And why does he have to mention if it's a slow day for contributions? And why does he have to bring that up? All right, guys, I'm going to give a revelation to all of you right now. I'm going to reveal to you something you may not have realized, but is incredibly true. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like talking about that stuff either. At all. I wish I never had to mention it. Ever. I wish it was an afterthought. I wish it was a granted thing where I didn't ever have to worry about it to make ends meet and you know, make this business keep going and have enough for my family. I hate it too. I really do. I would like nothing more than to come to these streams every day and sit down with all of you and enjoy games and relax and have a good time. And in reality, that's exactly what we used to do many years ago when YouTube ad revenue was so sky high and I was making such good money that I never had to mention that stuff at all. And then what happened? YouTube ad revenue started to go down and people really hurt my business with online trolling and the like, and I had to do things like add Patreon or do plugs for Loot Crate and stuff back in the day, remember? And you remember how much crap I got when I started having a Patreon and I started having a sponsorship with Loot Crate and how many people harassed me online. And I was like, you know, again, I don't like doing it. I don't want to have to talk about that stuff. I just want to do gameplay with you guys every day. But things turn out the way they do, right? In particular this year, we started off this year incredibly strong. And then because of the Twitch thing, I was basically screwed over for a while. And I don't tell you guys the full gamut of everything that happens. But there was a few months there where, like, I was either way behind on stuff or I was barely making payments on stuff because there was a giant dip in income because of the Twitch change those first couple of months. And it was very, very tight for me. Now it's not, it's still tight. It's just not as tight as it was back then because things have gotten better here on YouTube streaming, which is great. But it was not a good time, you know? And here I am streaming with you guys. And I'm like, I don't want to mention that the tips are slow today. I don't want to mention that contributions are down and membership goal we didn't hit and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck does that have to do with me having a good time with games and you guys chilling with me? Nothing. I hate it. It's the most annoying thing about me on streams. And if I didn't ever have to mention that stuff, ever, I would have a much better time on my streams. And as easy as it is for you to say, well, then don't mention it, then if I didn't mention it, likely I wouldn't be able to make ends meet and run this business. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of the double-edged sword of being an online content creator who's not a giant popular guy. If I was a giant popular guy, I wouldn't ever need to mention shit. I wouldn't need to mention a damn thing, just like back in the day. Did you ever hear me mention anything like this stuff back in the day when I was making tons of money on YouTube ad revenue? No. But then when that dried up, that's when things changed, you see? So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up today is because I said yesterday, I was thinking about this last night, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to do this anymore. So as of today's, you know, marathon event, this is how I'm running the marathon today. Very different than a regular gameplay stream. There is no tips goal. Let me try that again. I don't think I got the impact that I had intended when I said that. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Christmas Marathon 2021, there is no tips goal. We are not actually trying to hit any objective today. Whatever I get today, I'm happy for. All right? Now, keep in mind, normally in a normal day, I would do 2 streams. I would have 2 tips goals in effect, and that's what I would normally be trying to aim for on a marathon. But I don't want to sit here and be like, we're so close to the goal. We're so close to the goal. I don't want to do that. I just want to have fun with games with you guys today. I want to drink. I want to be merry. I want to relax with you guys. Seriously, I want to just have a good day, a festive day, a fun day. I don't want this to be about operating a business today. I want this about feeling like I'm chilling with my friends online. You know, that's what I'm serious about that too. Like, it's not about that. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to give shout outs. That doesn't mean I'm not going to track, you know, what's coming in with like the tips total and stuff, because here's how we're operating today. Let me explain. Okay. No, as you notice, I don't have a sweater on right now, right? Now, what I'm going to do is every time that we switch games today, I'm going to put on a different festive sweater. We're going to start off today with one sweater for the forest. And then when we finish with the forest and we take that break and swatch games, I'm going to switch over to a different sweater. Okay? Then we're going to do feasting with the king, in which case I'm going to take the sweater off because I need to be able to be maneuverable and everything with the food and eat, and not feel overheated. But then for the third game, I'm going to put on the third and final sweater. Okay? And that's how I'm going to do it today. We're not going to have, oh, Phil switches sweaters if this happens. No. Okay? We're not doing that. Now, in regards to hats, as you know, I have 7 zillion hats. Like, no exaggeration. I have this nice Santa hat. I have my Let's Get Lit glowing festive hat. I have a cowboy hat. I have a pilot's hat. I have the Punisher beanie. I have the fake hair platinum tips hair hat. I have the camo hat. And I have the digital military hat. Okay? I have a lot of hats. Right? A lot of hats. And what I want to do today is be pretty silly. Alright? So, when we hit a certain amount of tips raised on the stream, I want to swatch hats. Just whoop, switch a hat. Silly. Okay? Now, the thing is, I don't want to be stuck wearing the same hat all day long. So what I think we're going to do is like maybe every $50 raised. If we raise 50 bucks on the stream, I switch hats. Okay? I think that's how we're going to do it. And that way, we're not working towards any end goal. It doesn't matter. But if I happen to get a good amount of support, okay, let's be silly. Let's just switch hats and do a silly hat switch. Whoop. Okay. And oh, another 50 bucks happens to come in over time. Okay. Whoop. And you guys, please remind me, because I'm not going to remember. I'm going to be playing games and drinking and having fun. I'm probably going to forget about it during the course of today's stream. I probably am. And so, please remind me. And by the way, it's going to be randomized too. Like, I'm not going to be paying attention. I'm just going to, I wanted to start off here today with a festive Santa hat. But next I'll do something that's not festive. You know, I'll go do randomized between the different hats. So, you might see me wearing the cowboy hat playing Skyrim. You may see me wearing the pilot's hat, eating food for feasting with the king. And then you may see me with the Let's Get Lit hat, taking a dump. Oh, no, I'm not going to stream myself taking a dump. I lied about that. But you see, basically we're just going to go crazy with the hats and be silly. No, there's not going to be any vests in the mix today. No, there's not going to be any gunner glasses in the mix today. We're not doing that stuff. Those are for regular streams. We have stream goals. We have all this. We're not doing that today. Today is Christmas celebration day. It's not about that crap. It's just a festive feeling of fun, having a good time with friends, and I don't really care about that crap. I don't. And you know what? It might shoot me in the foot, and if I end up having a bad day where I don't make a lot, so be it, I guess. Well, I'm tired about being all about that stuff. I really am. I want to have a good time with you guys today, and that's what it's all about. Okay? So that's how it's going to happen. All right? So let's recap. All right? 3 games today. The Forest, then you vote on the next game, which will either be Resident Evil 4 or Skyrim, then Feasting with the King, then whatever the third game is, and then the conclusion, which is going to be DSP Tries It Holiday Edition. Each game will be played roughly for 90 minutes. We go a little extra or a little shorter if you so feel like we want to do that, depending on how much you're liking each game that I play today. I'll be I'll be swapping sweaters every time we do a game switch. And for every $50 raised on the stream, I'll do a hat switch. Okay? So, potential to see a lot of different stuff today, silly stuff. And it's not about raising anything. It's about just having a good time with the holidays. Okay? Fair enough? I hope that's fair enough for you guys. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that you'll enjoy today's stream and not have to worry about, I hit a goal and shit. I never even have to mention that. Not once today. Okay? So if you like that, like this stream and like the video on YouTube. I'll ask for something in a different way. No, it's funny because now you guys can see the likes on this stream now, right? I think you can, because I did a change to the streams. It used to be that I would disable the ability to see likes or dislikes on a stream, because as you know, shitheads come over and dislike bomb all my content. Well, YouTube turned off the ability to see the dislikes by default. I mean, yeah, if you use, extreme circumstances, like, oh, I'm gonna install a fucking extension and shit, on my my browser, I could still see it or whatever. That's true, but most people cannot see the dislikes anymore. So if you like what I'm doing today, you like the content, like it. Especially if you're watching on demand on YouTube, you may not realize this, but likes on on-demand videos actually help the channel get what's called engagement, and it actually puts it in more priority in the search rankings and stuff. Okay. All right. So that's what we're doing now. In just a moment, we're actually gonna look up the menu and we're gonna determine what food I'm ordering for Feasting with the King today. Okay, just a moment, not yet. So relax. Relax. Gonna have some salsa. Woo! Wow! I totally didn't spike that with grain alcohol. Baby. Okay. So, we're going to order the food in just a moment. But what I would like to do is give you a preview of what else you can expect for the rest of this week so you know what's coming. And then we'll do that. Okay, so, today is the Christmas Marathon. Playing these games all day, fun special event. At the end of this event, I'm going to upload all of these videos to the channel. So if you were not able to be here live during the course of today's stream, you will still be able to watch these videos on demand back afterwards. And hopefully you'll enjoy them. The other special thing about this is, in regards to Skyrim and Resident Evil 4, the videos I'm putting out today very much will be part one of those playthroughs. You understand? Like, I'm going to do playthroughs of those games. So these will be the first parts of the playthroughs. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now, tomorrow, Friday, Christmas Eve, I will be here, just not in the full capacity that I normally would be for a full streaming day. Tomorrow, since it is a special holiday event, I did not want to continue on with any ongoing playthrough that I'm currently doing, because I know for a fact that many people will not be able to attend the stream tomorrow because it's a holiday. So tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a very special holiday edition of Ask the King. This is the show where every couple of months I answer your questions live here on stream, and also I answer questions from people who posted up on my forums. I answer questions from people who post up on Twitter, and now one of the biggest changes that I've done, members of this channel, people who joined as a member, get priority to get their questions answered. So it's going to be a fun show. I'm going to be drawing from all these different sources to get enough questions to talk about and answer on my stream tomorrow, okay? Now, just so you guys know, the stream's starting later than usual. My usual stream started about 10:45 a.m. Pacific time, but tomorrow, because I need time to set up and answer questions and, go through all the questions, the show will roughly start around 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. It'll still run till around 4 o'clock Pacific time. Just that usually it starts around 1, and then we do like 3 hours of Q&A, okay? Now, that is all I'm doing tomorrow. That's it. All I'm doing tomorrow is Ask the King. So hopefully you guys will join if you can. If not, hopefully you'll watch on demand. But understand that that's it. There's no gameplay. There's nothing like that. So Friday night, I am not streaming. Because what's happening is my wife has to work tomorrow, which really sucks. I know it's going to be a terrible, shitty day in retail. What can you do? But when she gets home, we're going to do our tradition. Every year we get Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And there's actually a really good Chinese restaurant nearby that we order from and I go pick up. And we're going to do that and have a nice meal together at night and have a nice relaxing night. Okay? Christmas Day, Saturday, excuse me, I will not be here. Because I don't want to be here, on Christmas Day. I want to be with my family, having a good time, celebrating the holiday. All right? We have big plans for Christmas Day. We're going to be making breakfast together, and then we're going to be making this roast all day long. Wildcat probably play some Witcher. We're also going to be watching some holiday event, stuff. I think we're going to be watching A Christmas Story and a Muppet Christmas Carol and stuff like that. So we're going to have a good day, all day together, this coming Saturday. And I hope you guys will have a good day, whatever you do away from my streams. You and yours, please have a happy holidays, however it is that you celebrate, if you celebrate Christmas or not. I hope that you have a good Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I will be returning on Sunday. And yes, I will be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 3 full days of gameplay streaming. Okay? Now, how's it going to work? Let's talk. Because after today, I'm going to be creating a poll on the main channel page of DSPGaming right here on YouTube. And this poll is going to be as follows. After watching the Christmas Marathon event, which game would you like to see more? And which game would you like to see me play first when I return on Sunday? Okay, and the choices are going to be Grand Theft Auto 3 Definitive Edition, which I played 2 days ago, the premiere of that playthrough. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which I'm going to play today for the first time. And Resident Evil 4, which I'm going to play today for the first time. Okay, so you guys are going to vote. And whatever game ends up being number 1 in the votes will be played on Sunday. Whatever game ends up being number 2 in the votes will be played on Tuesday. And whatever game gets number 3 in the votes will be thrown into a volcano and melted into liquid and never be seen again. Or, as a more likely alternative, the game that comes in third place will be played on Tuesday. Okay? So that's what happens. Depending on how you guys vote, will determine what games I play Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of this week. Now, as for the night streams, Sunday night is going to be Street Fighter. Because normally I would do a weekly session of Street Fighter every Friday night. Obviously, I'm not here this Friday night because it's Christmas Eve. So for personal holiday reasons, we can't do Street Fighter. We'll do that instead on Sunday night. Then Monday night, we're going to have a fun late night session of Halo multiplayer. I really hope people will support the Halo multiplayer this time around. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about it because the Halo multiplayer recently has not been doing well with support, but I want to keep it into rotation, so we'll see what happens this coming Monday night. And then Tuesday night will be the continuation of Lost Judgment. We are now at the point where we can do the final school story conclusion and find out who the professor is, and then we can get to the end of the game. So, we're in the end game of Lost Judgment. Finally, after, yes, like 64 hours of gameplay, we're finally getting to the end of the game. Okay? And that's my streaming week, because actually my next day off is Wednesday. Now, when I resume later in the week, it will continue to be the alternation between Skyrim, GTA 3, and Resident Evil 4 as the main gameplay streams. The night streams will still be Lost Judgment, Halo Infinite multiplayer, and a little bit of Street Fighter. My intention is to finish Lost Judgment by the end of the first week of January. And if we're not, like if I'm finding, man, we're still not getting to the end, I might change the schedule to make Lost Judgment a main gameplay stream so we can finish it. Why am I so desperate to finish Lost Judgment after playing it for 60-some hours? Because I want to do my year-end series. My Game of the Year awards and my most disappointing Game of the Year countdown. I can't do it till I finish Lost Judgment because it's going to be in those countdowns, you see? So I need to finish the game to have an accurate idea of how to rank it, so we got to finish it. It's ridiculous how long this is taking, okay? So. Ooh. That was a holly jolly belch. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, please let me know when I make the poll. Okay, I am going to make the poll to see what game you guys want on Sunday. Please vote on that. And I hope you guys will join me. It's going to be a fun time starting up with all these new playthroughs over the next several weeks. I mean, any new games? No, not really. But at the very same time, this is going to be a fun time. Now, once Lost Judgment concludes, we can do the year-end series. And then once those are done, now we can look about maybe picking up a couple new games, maybe for the night streams. Ideas that come to mind are Condemned Criminal Origins, which apparently there's like maybe 6 hours left in the game, so maybe 2-3 night streams we could beat that from when I started it back at Halloween. And a bunch of other ideas. You know, people listen to Serious Sam 4 or this new game, The Gunk, or other games on Game Pass and stuff like that. There's a lot of ideas to toss around. And I'm not sure what I want to do yet until we get to that point when I'm ready to make that decision. But this should be a great several weeks, seriously, a great several weeks of gameplay and fun and year-end shenanigans. So I hope that you guys will join me over the next couple of weeks for all the good stuff, okay? I guess the one last thing I want to mention before we look at food is this member's goal, folks, because here's the deal. We're now in the very big home stretch. All right, the very big home stretch of the month. Basically, a week left. I say a week left. There is a little bit more than a week, but I'm not even here on Christmas Day, you see. With a week left, guys, and look at this and I say, I guess this ain't going to happen. And I'm a realist. I'm not being a negative Nancy here. I'm not trying to be a Grinch or Scrooge. I'm just being honest. We're 50 members away from hitting the members goal. When we started off this month, okay, we had more members than I have now. We actually lost members over the course of December, which honestly is a little weird because viewership has been decent. Support otherwise has been great. So I'm not exactly sure why we lost so many members. Perhaps it's because there really wasn't many or any high-profile new releases this month at all. I mean, we had Halo Infinite's campaign and what else, right? Nothing. This month has been basically ongoing playthroughs, GTA and stuff. There's nothing new going on. And when there's new people coming, when there's new games coming, the new people will show up to watch the new games. But when you're doing your own regular stuff, you're going to get your own regular audience, which is essentially what this is. This is telling me I have around 300 people that consistently support everything I do here on Twitch. Oh, God. Everything I do here on YouTube. That was a Freudian slip. And then I have other people who will come in when there's special events and things going on to support, but they're not going to be doing that all the time, okay? I would need to build that, obviously. What I need to do is, like, double or triple this till we have, like, 1,000 regulars who are here and enjoying the streams on a daily basis. Then I feel like I'll have the security and I'll be back to the level that I was over on Twitch. But we're not there. Not even close yet, okay? Now, what's a little disappointing is that I had a special event planned. If we did hit the members goal for the month, it was going to be the return of the retrospective event, where I was going to do a marathon where we go down memory lane. You guys tell me some of your favorite moments of my 13 plus years of content creation. We were going to watch them back. I was going to react to them, give you my thoughts about them, commentary and stuff, show you the difference between how I am now and how I used to be and stuff like that. It's going to be a great time. People, every time I've done the retrospective event, people have told me they love it. But it just didn't motivate anyone to become a member this month. It just didn't. This is essentially what we started with this month is what we're at now, which means no one new said, oh, what Phil's doing is great and this motivates me, let me jump on. Instead, it was like, okay, we like what you're doing, so we'll keep supporting it, but really we didn't get any newcomers this month. And I guess that's fine. A little disheartening because obviously I want growth every month and we didn't get any this month. Now, if you want to support the channel, if you've been holding off to become a channel member, for whatever reason, now would be a really great time to become a channel member to help out and see if we can hit this by the end of the month. But I'm not going to harp on it. Like, seriously, you're not going to hear me mentioning this a ton in the next week. What's the point? 50 members is a giant hill to climb. And even if I pounded it into everyone's brains every stream for the next week, likely we're still not going to hit it. I'm not stupid, you know? I like to be an optimist, but I'm also a realist. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it. I don't know. I really don't think it's very feasible. So, that being said, consider becoming a member. So many benefits to doing it, but I'm not going to sit here and just talk about it all day. Okay? So now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do shout-outs for contributions that have come in. All right? And then we're going to look at the menu and order food. Well, not order, but we're going to look at the menu. Then I'm going to go downstairs, see what my wife wants, and I'm going to order for us for dinner. And then we're going to get started with the forest. Sound good? All right. So first, let's do shout-outs. Here we go. So we start off today with, let's see here, Parasolo, who re-upped his membership for 8 straight months. And he used my Santa emote. Thank you, Parasolo, for the support and for the nice festive Santa emote as well. The first super chat of the day came in from Need for Beans. Thank you very much, Need for Beans, for that super chat. And Nathan Smith, holy crap, right? Nathan Smith with a 100-pound super chat earlier, and he said, Merry Christmas. Thank you so very much, Nathan Smith. Very generous contribution that will help this channel in the long term. Thank you so very much for that. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thanks again. The other super chat is from Super Blimp. And Super Blimp asked the following. How often do you feel stressed out? I guess it depends on what exactly you mean by stressed out, because I think different people have different ideas about that. Like, there go my headphones hitting the floor. Great. So I'll give you an example. Sometimes I'm playing a game, and the game is difficult or has a really frustrating part that I can't beat right away, and it stresses me out. Would I consider myself stressed out because a game is a little difficult and it takes me a while to beat a part? Not really. I would say if a game is constantly to the point where it's just not fun to play because it is so challenging or difficult or annoying or, buggy, unfinished, whatever you may call it, all right? Yes, then that could actually stress me out. But do I feel that games do that all the time these days? No. Especially with the dawn of modern games being a lot easier. I don't feel stressed out as often anymore as I used to. At least in that regard. Now, what kind of stuff does stress me out? I'll tell you what stresses me out. When I got a stream where, everyone's having a good chill time and then somehow it gets derailed by some shithead, comes in and really tries to spoil everyone's mood by being gross or, saying something racist or disgusting or bigoted. That's nasty stuff that I don't want on my streams. And as you know, I try to maintain a good atmosphere around here. Make this a safe place to stream and to watch, I should say, the content and hang out and chill. And when you have outside elements coming in and there's not much you can do to stop it initially, it is annoying. However, I am appreciative of my mod team, and I should say to everyone out there, my mods are great. My mods are volunteers. They don't get paid. They do a lot of volunteer work for all of us. It's not just for me. They're doing it for the community, guys. They're doing it because they like the streams as much as you guys do, and they go out of their way to make sure that these streams are great, So thank you so much to my mod team. All of them. I know there's a few of them here today live. Some of them are not, but I hope they understand how much they help out around here. I think today I see Swaggins, Ellipsian, and Shane Forever here. I don't know if anyone else will be here live today. Oh, I also saw Fan of Lovecraft was here today, right? So we got at least 3-4 mods here today. There might be even more over the course of the stream. Please be nice to them, right? And please understand that what they're doing is not easy, especially modding on YouTube is not effing easy. It's a pain in the ass, okay? So I'll be honest, yeah, when I see that kind of behavior on my streams and we're all trying to have a good time and you see someone trying to bring stuff down, that's stressful. Yes, money is a stressful factor for me a lot because there's, okay, one stream is slow, that's fine. But then you have several slow streams of the same game over and over and you see a pattern emerge, but that's a game you like. That's incredibly stressful to me. I'm like, man, I want to keep playing the game, but I have to make money. I have to pay my bills. I have to be able to run a business, and I can't do that if I have 2-3 games that are not doing well when it comes to the fundraising and keeping stuff going around here. So that's a frustration that I don't ever want to share with you guys, but I end up having to because I'm crowdfunded. I don't have a sponsorship, a partnership. It's just crowdfunding that keeps me going for now 13 years, right? So, that is stressful for me. That I have to mix business with what we do here on the streams. I don't like having to do that. Ideally, one day I would hope things get to the point where there's enough support, ongoing, consistent support, that it's not a concern anymore. It's not something that I have to bring up. I don't know if we'll ever get to that point. It sure would be nice if we could. So thank you to Super Blunt for the super chat. And then also, All Helix actually just became a member of the channel. Thank you so much, because that's a new membership. So I actually believe that actually climbs up our members by a number. Thank you so much there. I appreciate that. All right, now we get to the tips side of things. Now remember what I said. I basically said for every $50 in tips that we raise today, we will have a hat change. So every time $50 is raised, time for it to swap hats. And I have so many hats that we could literally be swapping hats all day and never see the same one twice, right? So the first tip of the day that came in was from Big Pop. No, excuse me. It was from, I completely read this wrong. Elusive Aura, who tipped me $5 and says, I love eggnog. Hope you have a great Christmas. Thank you, Elusive Aura. I too like eggnog, and it's kind of weird because eggnog, hold on. Depending on what kind of eggnog you get, they could be very different. I've had very rich eggnogs that were like very thick and creamy. I've also had eggnogs that were more liquidy but had a lot more liquor in them. I've had eggnogs that are incredibly sweet, but then I've had eggnogs that tasted more like cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff like that than the eggnog itself. It's very different depending on the recipe that they use and the percentage of alcohol that they use in it as well. Sometimes you can get it without it, right? You don't even need to get alcohol in your eggnog. They definitely sell non-alcoholic eggnog. So many different ways to partake in eggnog, and I like it. This one that I'm having today, which we're going to have soon, I've never even had before. I don't even know what it's like. Okay. Big Papa Pump did tip me $2. He says, Merry Christmas, Phil. I love the idea for how you're going to run the marathon. I hope that you like Skyrim. Have a great day. Thank you. I hope so, too. I hope, number one, I hope the fact that we're not going to be talking about tips, goals, and stuff the whole stream is going to make people feel more festive and fun and engaged and not, oh, man, it's all about the money and shit on this stream, because it ain't, okay? I also like the fact that we're going to have these changes and a wardrobe and everything. It's going to keep things moving and things feeling fresh and fun here. Excuse me. I'm excited for the food. First time ever trying Filipino food. It's going to be a great day. It is. It's going to be a great day. And thank you for the nice words and the support, Big Papa Pump. There is no way I can read this word. Like, not Nadalig? Laun? I have no clue what this means. And I definitely don't want to put it on the stream not knowing what it means. But it's a $20 tip. It's the biggest tip of the day. My apologies to whoever this is. I don't know what this means. It's definitely in a different language. So I'm just going to put the initials for what you said your name is, because I don't want to get in trouble, just in case. But thank you for a $20 tip, the biggest tip of the day so far. And then Big Papa Phil actually tipped another $3. He said, order some lumpia and pancit, Phil. Lumpia is a Filipino version of an egg roll. Pancit is like the version of chow mein. You'll thank me later. Yeah, I actually noticed, and we're going to do it right now, actually. Why not? Why delay? Let's look it up. Let's go to the menu. They have a lot of interesting things. They have egg rolls. They have their own version of noodles. And they have various different kinds of noodles on top of that. It's not just one kind of noodle that they do. There's some interesting like choices you can make. Here, let's just do it right now. Enough delaying. Let's do it. Let's go through the menu. I'll let you guys know what they have, and let's order together. Well, like I said, I'm going to order in a minute with my wife. I just need to mark off what we're going to get. Okay, so here it is. All right, let's do it. Filipino food for the very first time. So first of all, we will start off with appetizers. So they have lumpia. It's actually called lumpiang. Lumpiang Shanghai, also known as their version of egg rolls in the Philippines. A delicious mix of ground pork and vegetables rolled in a pastry wrapper and deep fried. Served with sweet and sour sauce on the side, a Filipino favorite. Okay? So apparently that's like a staple appetizer of Filipino food. All right? Let's keep going. I'm gonna read you guys everything so you know what they have. Chicharron bulaklak, a golden crisp pork ruffle fat, served with vinegar, garlic, and dip, an all-time favorite. Now, just to be clear with you guys, I do want to buy a variety of stuff, but I can't go crazy. I can't be eating a ton of red meat. I can't be eating a ton of, fucking pork fat skins and shit. I'm 39 years old. If I eat that, I'll die. You don't want me to have a heart attack on stream and die on Christmas Marathon, do you? I have to eat, like, a good mix of stuff, so that it's not all the same and it's not terrible food, okay? They have calamari, battered and deep-fried squid rings served with vinegar garlic dip on the side. Now, as an Italian, I've had fried calamari many times in my life, and they always dip it in marinara sauce, and usually they put a little bit of spritz of lemon on it. I've never heard of a vinegar garlic dip for calamari. So, okay. Now, it says here's some of like the favorites on the menu. Kare kare, which is also known beef peanut stew, beef shank and ox tail, with vegetables simmered in a thick peanut sauce, served with shrimp paste on the side. What the heck? That is wild. I've never had anything like that in my life. I'll be honest with you, I am a little nervous about ordering soups and stews delivery, because number one, usually by the time they show up, they're cold, and number two, there's potential for spillage on the way. You obviously don't want to order a bunch of food and have it all soaked in stew that leaked. So I don't know if we should do a stew, but man, if I were in person, that sounds like something I would actually try. Listen to this one. Classic pork sisig, also known as sizzling vinegar pork. Delectably marinated pork cheek, broiled and cut into small pieces and served on a sizzling plate, originally from the province of Pampanga, but prepared in our own special way. Pork cheek. I have never eaten pork cheek before in my life. I've never had oxtail either. So anything I'm ordering here is completely different from anything I've had before. Let's keep going. Lechon kawali, also known as crispy pork belly. Pork belly deep fried until crisp and golden brown, but it's still soft and tender on the inside, served with a liver sauce. A liver sauce? Liver? I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Let's keep going. Max's Crispy Pata, also known as the Crispy Pork Hock. I guess, like, the idea here is that, like, one of the founders is called Max or something, because there's a few things I'm seeing on the menu that keep referencing the word Max. Premium pork hock, simmered in a special marinade, deep fried to perfection. No celebration is complete without this trademark dish. However, this dish is insanely expensive. So if we order that, I can't order as much. Like, I was planning on ordering maybe 3 things to try. If we order that pork hock, I can only order 2 because it's too expensive. It's crazy expensive. Okay? Let's see. Bi-Cole Express, a deep-fried pork belly in coconut milk and shrimp paste with fiery spices. Nilagang Baka, or beef soup, tender beef shank and rib in a flavorful soup with green potato and peppercorn. Pork barbecue skewer. Pork slices marinated in a special tangy, mildly sweet and spicy sauce, speared on a bamboo skewer and grilled to perfection. Bulalo, beef shank broth. Tasty clear broth with tender osso buco and generous portions of vegetables. Oh my god. Lemon kawali sisig diced pork belly. Sisigang tamarind soup. A tasty tamarind soup with assorted veggies. So that would be considered vegetarian or vegan, the tamarind soup. The pinatuyong pork adobo or pork stew. Marinated pork chunk braised in vinegar and soy sauce reduction, made flavorful with green onion and served with diced tomato and onion. Now we move on to the vegetable and seafood section. Listen to this. Lang, taro leaves in coconut milk. Spicy taro leaves simmered in a coconut milk with ground shrimp and pork added. Holy crap. Whoa, I just received a $50 tip from Haggis, who says, order up. Well, thank you for the $50 tip, Haggis. That is obviously the biggest tip I've received today so far. And I promised you guys that every $50 in tips, I change hats. So guess what? It's time for our first hat switch. I'm just going to go right ahead, and I'm going to toss on this one. And I have so many to swap to today. It's pretty funny. All right. Very nice. Thank you very much to Haggis for the support. Okay, let's keep going. There's still many more things to go through. Keep listening to this menu. It's so crazy. Sizzling tofu cubes. Tofu cubes with chopped onion and pepper, glazed with a special sauce and topped with chili. Now, here's the thing, okay? I've had tofu before. I think tofu's kind of gross. It's very salty. But if this is tofu, listen to this. With chopped onion and pepper and a special sauce and chili, that sounds really good to me. Like, that sounds like that would be full of flavor. And also, like I said, I've almost never had tofu before. So maybe it would be interesting to get something like that, because that's something I've never really been exposed to in a food sense, right? Okay, but that's an idea here. All right, let's continue. Pinakbet vegetable stew, a melange of fresh vegetables sautéed with pork, shrimp, and shrimp paste, a popular dish that was originally from the northern Locos region. Interesting. Dang Nabangus. Oh, man. I love my Dang Nabangus. All right. So, Dang Nabangus. Boneless marinated milk fish. Whitefish indigenous to the Philippines, made flavorful in a vinegar garlic marinade. Deep fried and then served with house relish and vinegar garlic dip on the side. Simple but very tasty. Dang Nabangus. I like the name of that one. Dang Nabangus. Yummy. Hello, sassy girl. How are you today? Welcome. All right, we're going to keep going. We didn't even get to the chicken selections yet, guys. Let's keep going. Chop suey. Also known as sauteed veggies. Chinese-inspired assortment of vegetables with shrimp, pork, and chicken sauteed in a savory sauce. A popular dish. Chop suey. Then they just have Bangus sisig. Now listen to this. Sizzling boneless milkfish belly. Chopped, deep-fried boneless milkfish belly with onions and ginger served on a sizzling plate. I'm pretty sure it will not be sizzling. Okay? OG Gregory did a super chat, says, have you considered selling jarts? It could be big money. You may not realize this. I used to sell underwear with my face on it. And someone actually bought some. That's all I'm going to say. That was a long time ago, though. That was like 10 years ago. And then I received many, many, many written complaints from adults that their children were staring at my face on underwear, and I had to stop. Okay, let's continue. So here's different kinds of fried chicken they do. Listen to this. First of all, they just have the classic fried chicken. It says, it comes with French fries, home-cooked syrup to the bones, fried chicken that puts us on the map. Always made to order. Best enjoyed with banana, ketchup, and Worcestershire sauce. Banana ketchup? What? What is banana ketchup? I've never even heard of that before. Okay? But apparently the fried chicken is one of the signature dishes of Filipino food. And it's very different. Looking at it, it looks very different from American fried chicken. Okay? Let's continue on. Chicken sisig or sizzling diced chicken. Diced Max's chicken, tastily seasoned, mixed with jalapeno and onion. Served on a sizzling plate. Again, anything that's served on a sizzling plate will not be served on a sizzling plate because it's going to be delivered. Okay? Classic chicken adobo. Interestingly enough, a lot of people earlier this week had said, try the chicken adobo. So what is it? A popular Philippine chicken stew, richly marinated in soy sauce and vinegar, enhanced with flavors of garlic, bay leaf, and whole peppercorns, then garnished with green onion and egg. It's a well-loved Filipino dish. Wow. Mr. Mac, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for that nice message in the chat there. Let's continue. We're not done yet. There's 2 more sections. You ready? And then we got to figure out what the hell we want. Pancit and lumpia. So the first one is Mickey Bihon egg and rice noodle. A blend of egg and rice noodles sauteed with vegetables, pork, chicken, and shrimp. A unique dish. Yum. Pancit Canton egg noodle. Sauteed with vegetables, pork, chicken, and shrimp. A popular dish. Okay. Pancit Palabak. Also known as thick rice noodle. Thick rice noodles in a delicious shrimp, squid, and ground pork sauce, garnished with garlic bits, ground pork cracklings, green onions, and sliced boiled egg, an all-time Filipino favorite. How do we choose? when you have never done anything in a certain kind of cuisine, how in the holy hell do you choose what to get? I don't even know. I seriously don't know where to start. Okay. All right, continuing. Pancit Bihon, or rice noodle, sauteed with vegetable, pork, chicken, and shrimp, a traditional favorite. Okay. Here's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm almost thinking we should do something that's either pork or fish. I'm kind of leaning towards fish because I've never had this white fish before that they're describing. Then we should do something that's chicken. And then we should do something that's a noodle dish. That's what I'm saying. That way we're trying 3 completely different kinds of food. Because the only other thing they have on here, they have different fried rices. Garlic fried rice, steamed rice, crab meat fried rice, which I've never had crab meat and rice before, and garlic rice. And then a bunch of desserts, but there's no way we're having room for dessert. That's insane. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay? Chill viewer, here's the thing. He says, get something with pork belly. You won't regret it. As much as I know I would probably enjoy the pork belly dish, pork belly is incredibly bad for you. It's an insane amount of fat and calories. I personally, if I'm going to be eating a lot of food already today, I don't want to eat pork belly. If I were only ordering pork belly, then I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But if I'm ordering all these things, the last thing I want to do is eat pork belly and then other things. That's going to get me sick, you know? So I think that pork belly, sadly, we do have to forego today. I've had it before, and I know it's insanely good. Okay? Zachary Bell says, is there a way to tip not through PayPal? Yeah, it's called Patreon. Patreon.com/darksidephil. You can pledge there, and I get that just like a tip. Seriously. No, I don't take Cash App. I don't do anything else. You can send me a Patreon pledge, and it'll help me out right away. Please do if you can't do a PayPal tip for some reason. Okay? All right. There's a lot of contributions coming in right now. I will shout them out in a moment. All right. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we should either do a pork or fish dish, but I'm leaning towards whitefish because I never had whitefish before. And then I'm thinking a chicken dish, and then I'm thinking a noodle dish. Okay? I know it's a lot of food. There's no way I'm eating all of that. There's definitely going to be leftovers. Okay? All right, let's do shout outs, and then we're gonna figure out what I'm getting. Okay? So let's see here. Shout out to Need for Beans, who actually says became a channel member. Now, I think Need for Beans already had been a channel member, no? I think they were. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to add them anyway, just because I don't really care. I don't care if this is accurate or not right now. All right. And Cole Hummel did a super chat. Shout out to Wings of Redemption. All right, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? How about this? Since today's a nice festive day, normally I don't do this kind of stuff. All right? But I'm going to say shout out to my fellow content creators out there that somehow I have an association with, although I don't, because I literally have nothing to do with them, and I never talk about them unless someone brings them up on my stream. But I'm going to say happy holidays to Wings of Redemption, happy holidays to Low Tier God, the man, the myth, the legend, happy holidays to Review Tech USA, okay? Happy holidays to Keemstar, the most festive holiday guy ever, who I'm sure is doing all festive holiday stuff and totally not ruining people's lives right now. All right? Who else? How about this one? How about this one? I'm in such a good mood. Now we're reaching back. We're happy holidays to PewDiePie and happy holidays to Toby Turner. Now that you never expected. You never thought you would hear me say that name on this stream ever again. Yes, happy holidays to Dr. Disrespect. I actually have nothing against Dr. Disrespect at all. I don't know why people think I do. Boogie? Yeah, happy holidays to Boogie. Why not? Boogie's a nice guy. There you go. There you go. Mitch Dyer? No. I will never say happy holidays to Mitch Dyer. After like 13 years, I still have a rivalry with Mitch Dyer. No, I don't. No one, who cares about fucking Mitch Dyer? Does he even exist? Anyway, Super Bat Cat has tipped me $10. Says happy holidays to you, Cat, Jasper, and the chat. Thank you very much, Super Bat Cat, for the tip. So that gets us up to $90 in tips. Now remember the criteria. For every $50 that I get in tips, we change hats. So $10 away from a hat change. Okay? That's how it's going to work on today's stream. There's no goal. But every $50, we change hats. Okay? Okay. All right, now we got to order, guys. All right, so here's the deal. Let's take a look again. Like I said, I think we're going to skip the pork. Seriously, as good as I'm sure the pork is, I think we should skip the pork because if I'm going to eat so much food, I can't be eating pork belly and shit. All right? So taking a look at vegetables and seafood, I would say the sizzling tofu. So this is tofu cubes with chopped onion and peppers glazed with a special sauce and topped with chili. That's intriguing to me because I've never really had tofu ever before. Okay? That's number one. That's one I'm interested in. Or Dang Nabangus, which is boneless marinated milkfish. It's a whitefish indigenous to the Philippines made flavorful in a vinegar garlic marinade, deep fried, served with house relish and vinegar garlic dip on the side. I think either of those sounds amazing because they're so unique and I've never had anything like that before. Okay? So I think that's something one of those. So think about it. Do you want here's what we'll do. We're going to do a poll in the chat between tofu. Actually, which dish should Phil try? So this one's called sizzling tofu or Dang Nabangus, which is whitefish. Let's do a poll right now. You guys vote in the chat, and you will determine which of those two I'll try. Shout out to Big Papa Pump, who tipped me $10. So speaking of Review Tech, did he ever email you again after you said you sent him another email? And also hat change. Let me do a hat change first. Which hat should we put on now? Let's see. Off with the cowboy, and on with... How about a hat we haven't seen in many months? Yes. Yes. The hat we have not seen in many, many months. There we go. All right. And then if we get another $50, I'll change out to something completely different. Okay. Happy holidays to you, Guts. Good to see you here today. So people are voting right now on either the sizzling tofu or the dang nabangus, okay? So that's the first vote. Now, up next, we have to decide which chicken am I going to get, because there's two kinds of chicken that I'm interested in. Either the classic Max's fried chicken or the classic chicken adobo. They both sound good. The fried chicken is supposedly like a special thing in the Philippines that they do their own preparation of fried chicken that's very different from how they do it here in the United States. But the chicken adobo is also a popular chicken stew, marinated in soy sauce and vinegar, enhanced with flavor of garlic, bay leaf, and whole peppercorn, garnished with green onion and egg. So basically, they're both like famous. They're fried chicken or they're adobo. All right, they both sound really good to me. Right now, Dang Nabangus is winning the poll 60-40. I'm gonna let it run for another minute. So guys, wow, we already got 200 votes in less than a minute. That's pretty crazy. You guys are actually very engaged today. Thank you. I appreciate that. Keep voting. And then I'm going to do the poll for the chicken next. I said I wasn't doing soups or stews. I changed my mind. That's how it works around here. On the fly, you guys convince me of things. I do horrible things, and that's one of the things I'm doing. All right. Dang the bangus it is. So I'm going to order some whitefish. That could be yummy. I've never had that before. I've never had whitefish, so that'll be good. Now, fried chicken or chicken adobo. Let me go ahead and do the next poll. All right, here's poll number 2. Please vote. Now, I want to get one of the noodle dishes as well. Let's see, out of the 4 noodle dishes they have, which one would I be the most interested in? Let me take a look here. So they've got Miki Bihon, which is a combination blend of egg and rice noodles sauteed with vegetables, pork, chicken, and shrimp. It's unique. Then they got Pancit Canton, which is just the egg noodles. Okay? Oh, excuse me. Sauteed with vegetable, pork, chicken, and shrimp, a popular dish. Then they've got Pancit Palabok, which is thin rice noodle, and a delicious shrimp, squid, and ground pork sauce, garnished with garlic bits, ground pork cracklings. Oh my God, this sounds unique. Green onion and sliced boiled egg, an all-time Filipino favorite. But then they have rice noodle, which is not the thin version. It's different. It's just vegetable, pork, chicken, and shrimp, a traditional favorite. It doesn't have all that special garnish and stuff, you see? Interesting. Palabok is a killer. Ken Ross says Palabok is a killer. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to either get the Miki Bihon, which is the mix of egg and rice noodle, or we're going to get the Pancit Palabok, which is just the thick rice noodle with all those garnishes and things. Okay? We're going to do that, and I'm going to do the poll for that in a moment. Right now, people are currently voting on the chicken dish, and it looks like currently we are in a 66 to 34%, no, 68% to 32% chicken adobo over the fried chicken. You guys want to see that delicious chicken stew, huh? Man, we're going to have some good variety. We're going to have some fried whitefish. We're going to have some chicken stew. This is sounding delicious. Actually, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting effing hungry here on the PreStream podcast today. Yum. Absolutely delicious. Okay. All right, 2 minutes have passed. 67% for chicken adobo. So be it. All right, now, here we go. The last two, Miki Bihon or Pancit Palabok. Let's do a poll. Which noodle dish? So, Miki Bihon, which is egg and rice noodle, or Pancit Palabok, which is thick rice noodle. I will read these out again to you guys. As the poll goes live, I'll read it again. Ready? So Miki Bihon is a blend of egg and rice noodle sauteed with vegetable, pork, chicken, and shrimp, known as a unique dish in the Philippines. But then Pancit Palabok is thick rice noodles in a delicious shrimp, squid, and ground pork sauce, garnished with garlic bits, ground pork cracklings, green onions, and sliced boiled eggs, an all-time favorite. Wow. Wow. All right, people are voting right now between Mickey Bihon and Pansit Palabak. All right. They're voting. Yes. Do I like eggs? I hate them. Eggs are absolutely disgusting. I totally didn't eat eggs yesterday. I totally didn't eat eggs the day before. Okay. All right. The poll is going. It looks like Pansit Palabak is monstrously in the lead. 67% to 33%. Yeah. That's the thick rice noodle with all those trimmings, basically. Okay? All right. I'm waiting for the 2-minute mark, but it looks like Pansit Palabak is actually even getting further into the lead, which looks like it's definitely going to be ordered. Okay? Cool. Lambro says, if you want authentic food, you have to try balut. I don't even know what balut is. B-A-L-U-T? Look, I'm looking right now. They don't have it. Balut, B-A-L-U-T, is not even on this menu. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. It's not on the menu. So the Filipino restaurant in my area doesn't have the dish that you're saying is the one that's quintessential of of Filipino cuisine. So sorry, I can't get something they don't have. They don't have it. I'm looking. Nope, they don't have it. Okay. All right. Pansit Palabak has won. All right. So here's what we're getting. Okay. Here's what we're doing. We're going to be getting number 1, Dang the Bangis, which is boneless marinated white fish, indigenous to the Philippines, made flavorful in a vinegar garlic marinade, deep fried, served with house relish and vinegar garlic dip on the side. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. Okay. Then we're going to get chicken adobo, a popular Philippine chicken stew richly marinated in soy sauce and vinegar, enhanced with flavor of garlic, bay leaf, and whole peppercorn, garnished with green onion and egg. And then the final dish, Pansit Palabak, thick rice noodle in a delicious shrimp, squid, and ground pork sauce, garnished with garlic bits, ground pork cracklings, green onion, and sliced boiled egg, an all-time fave. That sounds absolutely delicious. That was creepy as hell, wasn't it? All right. So, I'm going to order in a moment, actually. What we will do, let's take a short break. I'm going to run downstairs, order, and get my first drink. I'm going to get eggnog ready. I'm going to come into the office and toss on my first Christmas sweater of the day. And then we're going to get started here with The Forest. We'll play for about an hour and a half, see what the game's all about. I have no idea. And go from there. Okay? So, a couple quick reminders. There are no goals today on the stream. Whatever happens, happens. If for every $50 raised in tips, I'll change my hat. We already had 2 hat changes. So if you want to see a hat change, that's how you do it. But outside of that, everything else is scripted. We're going to have scripted sweater changes for each game. All right? And we're playing 2 games, then taking a break to have the Feasting with the King of this food that I'm going to order. And then we're going to have another game, and then the finale will be DSP Tries It. Okay, guys? Sound good? No, there's no vest today. There's no goal. There's no vest. This is about fun, about being festive and enjoying the holidays and not being all about business all the time. Okay? All right. Thank you, ladies and gents. Let's take a break. All right, here we go. So,